In 2009, Apple announced something big for a small North Carolina town.
This is our third data center that we just completed. It's in Maiden, North Carolina.
The promise was striking: $1 billion investment, 50 jobs, and millions in tax revenue for a small town. 15 years later, what did Maiden actually get?
The lesser sold merchandise is up there, and then everything else we can reach from the floor.
Samantha Saunders has owned Piedmont Hardware on Main Street for decades. She's seen Maiden change over the years. The furniture mills close, Main Street quiet down, but the biggest change came in 2009 when Apple announced a massive data center. At first, people had questions.
They didn't know if it would intrude on their daily life, if it was going to interrupt traffic patterns, if it was going to cause the power to go up. They were very hesitant in the beginning.
15 years later, the massive facility runs just a few miles away. Hundreds of thousands of square feet processing data around the clock, drawing power from Duke Energy. Apple even built a 20-megawatt solar farm right next to the facility, though that power gets sold back to the grid. It doesn't directly power the data center. But as for quality of life, Saunders says life went on as usual.
Out of sight, out of mind. We barely know they're over there. They don't even call it Apple. They have another name on the road marker.
The facility didn't disrupt daily life, but it did change Maiden in other ways. Back then, the town had just lost Carolina Mills. 3,500 jobs gone. Apple's data center promised just 50 jobs. But today, after recent expansion, the facility employs about 400. Not thousands, but some local businesses did benefit.
Apple just had their 15-year anniversary, and some of those folks have been there that entire time. So the landscaping company that's been operating there, same company for 15 years. That makes a difference to a small business.
And county leaders say the tax revenue changed things. Everyone in town, from homeowners to businesses, ended up paying less in property taxes, while the town built more. The town used that revenue to build a new town hall, new fire and police stations, and a community center.
And so the income stream that's coming as a result of that investment has largely benefited the folks across this town, whether they know it or not.
But there were trade-offs. Housing got more expensive, and so did opening a business. For communities considering data centers today, Maiden may be able to show what they can expect.
Obviously, each community gets to decide what they want to do on that site that is appropriately zoned for that project. And so there will be some communities that say, no, this is not for us. And then there's going to be other communities that say, all right, the impacts are not that great after having looked at it pretty deeply. Yes, we'll consider going ahead with this opportunity.
Duct tape
And for Samantha Saunders, maybe the biggest change is that simply it put her town on the map.
If we go out of town or something, people might have heard of us nowadays where they didn't know where we were before.
That's what 15 years with a data center looks like in Maiden. More North Carolina towns are deciding now if they want the same.